Is guacamole a fruit salad?
What is the best milkshake for bringing boys to the yard?
Ostriches are dinosaurs.
Don't piss off old people. New game.
What do you mean it gives you Arby's mouth?
Artisanal muck duck balls.
I think they call that autofellatio.
I want to high five a shark.
Welcome to Bar Banter. Relax, have a drink with us as we debate the most controversial topics in the world today.
On today's podcast, it's a continuation of episode 93, specifically where we continue our Flash game tier list. You don't have to go back and listen to episode 93, but you may lose a little context on the ones that we've already ranked if we reference those. So go back, listen to that one if you'd like. If not, I mean, sure, you don't have to, but I would strongly suggest you should do it. Go back and listen to it. Okay, let's get into it. The Fancy Pants Adventure series.
Ooh, I don't know this one.
It's another it's a stick figure game. It's not a side scroller, but it is a side scroller in the sense that it's 2D. Yeah. You gotta jump, you gotta attack, you gotta draw. It's a pretty cool game. I think it's an A. I think sometimes it's a little too involved for a Flash game, if that makes sense. If we're going based off our criteria, like great story, actually is a decent game, but it's like I have to think too much for it to be meeting the criteria of what I want it to be, what I want a Flash game to be.
I do like though in the intro though, I have to play the Flash game to pick like if I want to do start or options.
Yeah. And no, again, wonderful game. A is to me is it's right there.
Do I need to jump on the spiders?
Or I think it's an A for me.
It's one I haven't actually played in a long time.
Yeah,
but
I'm okay with it. I'm
okay. Go an A. I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as we can so we can play Treasure of Cutlass.
Oh my god, yes! Like
our next Flash game is gonna be Bubble Spinner.
I think Bubble Spinner is definitely the bar. I think it's a solid B.
Okay.
I played it a lot and enjoyed it a lot, but in terms of Flash game greatness, I think like that's the starting point of your most basic Flash game in Waster.
And I think there were other games that did it better.
Ooh, okay.
Like not in the exact same way, but like
I get what you mean.
The game with like what is the game with the frog tongue where you pop the bubbles?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it's called.
Quetzalcoatl or I can't remember exactly.
Like cutting the rope or something.
No, not that one, but there were other like match 3
okay,
games or like shoot the bubble at the matching things to make them disappear. I think there were other games that did it better in the long run, and I'm with you, Rick. I think I would put that at a B.
Okay, with B. Yeah, intro to Flash game type game.
Yeah.
Our next Flash game, I'm going to call this Kitten Capture. I don't know if that's the name of it, but essentially there's like these hexagons, and you have to mark one as a dark space, and then the kitten will go kind of the opposite direction, and you have to fill in and trap the kitten in the dark spaces.
Oh, okay. Never played that one.
Know if I ever played
this. Is very much a Drew game, in my opinion. This is very much you have to think a little bit, and sometimes you just can't win because of it starts you off. If I know the listeners can't see this, but there are say 100 of these hexagons. The cat starts in the middle, and maybe 10 of them, 15 of them are already blacked out,
like a puzzle game kind of thing.
Like a puzzle game,
yeah.
And assuming you click the right other hexagons, you can trap it. But sometimes there's just the randomness of the ones that you start with. There's just no way you can win. Sure. So it's always different. I will say it's replayable to an extent, but like it's kind of replayable in the sense of like the Hoyle card games are replayable. There's only so many times you can play free cell.
Have to be in the mood for it. Need a long enough reset.
I need 10 minutes to kill kind of thing. I'm not looking to, kill a full lecture. I couldn't do it for a full hour, but like 10 minutes between something, sure. I like it a lot. I'd say it's probably a B. Another kind of intro to Flash game type of thing. It's right down here. It's called Cat Trap. I don't know what I called it, but it's called Cat Trap.
I keep thinking about the old school like DOS game.
Mm-hmm. It's very DOS-esque.
Where you had the cat and the cheese and the mouse, where you had to like move the blocks to like block it off.
Yes,
kind of like
very,
old school,
very similar.
Like Jez Ball.
Yep,
which I loved, but I personally don't have any experience with this game, so I think I have to absolve myself from voting.
I'm gonna say it's a B. I think again some kind of cushioning. I wouldn't be mad if someone said C, but like,
yeah, I haven't played. I'm okay.
It's to me, it sounds good because it sounds like a really.
It's very bubble. It's similar to Bubble Spinner. Yeah,
think about your next move.
Yeah, that's fine. B's fine.
I don't know if we'll get any season Fs. I'm not sure. We'll see. Our next Flash game is going to be the Bowman series. The Bowman series. Very similar to kind of Raft Wars, but like this hit home.
It's in the vein of like Tanks.
Yes.
Right.
Where it's like kind of turn based and whatever. I think I'd put it on a B, verging on A, depending on what anybody else says.
I'm an A because I think this is a intro to Flash game, but like one I could come back to, if that makes sense, and replay it. Some of the other ones, like Kitten Cannon, I like it's good. It's not great.
It's the same, but it's different every time.
Right.
Like, so yeah, I'm okay with A.
A is
and like the blood physics.
Yeah.
Right. That, yeah.
And like there
tried.
were certain parts of it where that was like stickmen are bleeding.
Right.
And getting shot in the knees, and like they're actually reacting the right way for getting shot in the head or the arm or the knee or whatever. So I give them credit for the programming that they did with it.
Our next Flash game is going to be Plague Inc.
Ooh. For me, Plague is an S tier.
Ooh, I was
that may be controversial.
No, I don't think it is. I was toying with S or A, and the only reason why I was toying with A is because like you get the virus, the bacteria, and whatever the third one is. It was fun when it was easy, kind of thing, or easier. But then as it got harder to me, I was like, all right, this is too much. Eventually I need to win a Flash game for it, for me to.
Yeah. It was one of the hardest games to win.
Yeah.
And it reminded me so much more of like a board game.
That's fair.
Than like just a true Flash game. But for me, the replayability was
for sure.
Part of it, because everything's different. It's like playing Risk.
Yeah.
Every time with like
same but different.
Starting points, different, things you have to get, different like things you're trying to accomplish. So yeah, for me it's an S tier, because I still have some version of Plague, or what's the new one?
It's
Pandemic,
yeah.
On my phone. Like I still have that app on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm okay
I'm not an S on this one. I was actually probably more of a B because of the variability and how much RNG is relied on this. Like you could have all of the right conditions for the hardest setting and still fail because it like didn't go to Madagascar, even though
God,
you need
that fucker.
You needed
the only way in is a port.
God
it took
damn,
18 years.
But like you're like I've infected the rats. I've made it good against warm climate. I've done everything I can to get it to infect Madagascar, and for whatever reason, I can't get there's nothing I can do to make that happen
No,
other
you
than
gotta
just
wait
like
it out.
But no,
I don't
but
know, it
sometimes
kinda-
you don't because you just die. Like the virus dies before.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So there's
But
just
kind
some
of
level
like
of
a
RNG that I'm like, I did everything I was supposed to, and I still lost. And I don't
kind of
like that in a game.
a similar way of like thinking about risk is like at the end of the day, it comes down to a dice roll. Like you can do everything to
The only difference to
put
me,
your pieces in place.
Sure. But I see the dice roll happen.
right? That's the only like the dice roll gives me the illusion of impacting the game, even though obviously I don't. That's and to me that's the difference. Like, and you see it, which what yes, essentially it's a dice roll,
which
and I
they were
get
not.
that.
They're not good at. I think it would be better. Well, this is a different tangent. It would be better
I'm here
if there
for it,
were
though.
like a dice roll in this game. Like you could see why that didn't happen.
Sure.
Like if you could see why you didn't infect Madagascar, that would be one thing.
Because they even if you click on like Madagascar, and if I'm remembering this right, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It'll say it's a warm climate. It's this stuff. It's got a lot of this. It's got a,
Yeah.
and you do all those things.
You have to make sure that you have everything
you do the slow play.
compounded. And
this is one of the games I spent hours today because it'll talk about are the borders open, are the ports open, are the airports open?
Right.
But Madagascar only has a port. And then is it a warm climate? How do you affect it there? But then also the other countries, like they may have shut down their ports, and the only way into Madagascar is to a boat. So you have to do the rats and
there's no way to open it back up either.
Once they close down, correct? Right.
And that always irked me a little bit. Like, hey, if there was a way for me to go dormant, and like, oh, everything's fine. Let's open everything up. Everything's fine. That would be cool.
Well, because that was always the move. That's the secret. Like you have to be infectious enough, but low visibility to where people didn't know they were catching it. And then once you were in all the countries, then you could start ramping up.
Right.
And then
take away all the like things that make you seem like you're infected or
right. Yeah. Because that was what I did for a while. Like, I had no symptoms, and then I would just wait till I was in every country.
That's what I was thinking of.
So that's why it's a B for me. I'm not mad at an A. It's still a really good game.
I'm okay with an A. I think it was a precursor to some really good games, which are now even board games that are super fun, and it was the start of something that is awesome.
Yeah.
Even 20 years ago.
Our next Flash game, Sugar.
I don't know.
This is a sand pouring game. It's a little bit of you have to fill up the cup with the right sand or sugar, and with the appropriate colors. There's also one I almost put on here. I didn't put it on here where it was just like it was a sand pouring game.
Yes,
and you just like made art with it. I didn't want to put that on there because to me there was no like win condition for that. This has there's levels. You have to get the right sand and the right cup and the right color.
Oh, I do remember this.
Yeah,
I do remember this. Where you have to like draw the line to get it.
Yep. We're gonna end up with a lot of A's and B's. I think it was about to happen.
Just because you said that, I was gonna go B, but I'd be even willing potentially. No, I'll go B.
I think B's right.
I think B's right.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take your time. As my chair slowly goes down. I don't know if you guys notice I'm shorter than I was. I desperately need a new chair. I tried to fix it today, or at least like jerry rig it to stop falling down, but it's continuing to fall. So I think it's just time I need to get a new chair.
I want to be controversial on this one.
Do it. I thought about going C.
I'm gonna go C because this to me is the poor man's Lemmings.
Ooh, okay.
Wow. Which Lemmings to me is the epitome of old school Macintosh DOS. Amazing game. I know there's some new like iterations and versions of it, but that's essentially what it is you're trying to get something somewhere doing stuff, but all you have is a pencil to draw it. And you don't have like big like tricks or puzzles, or like the puzzles are simplified in my brain. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go a C on this one.
I'm not mad at C. I think that's if that's our C, or if one other makes C, that's because I still don't think C's bad. It's just like
I don't.
There are better
we
options.
haven't even gotten to F tier.
I don't think I put any Fs on here unless someone just has like a complete disdain for one. I don't.
Absolute.
Yeah, like
fuck
that game. Yeah. Line Rider.
Oh, this is hard. I'm gonna have to go pee before.
Because this similar vein of like drawing it and you gotta go. To me, this is almost an S. I could be argued to an A, but like from a cultural perspective, from a like just the phenomenon that was Line Rider when it came out, was the only Flash game that was available in high school that we could actually play on the computers. Like, to me, that says something. And I wouldn't.
That's fair.
Like, I know that's a little bit nostalgia based for sure, but I still think it's
how do you even play this game?
You draw.
I gotta hit play. That's what I gotta do.
You draw. You do line. If you want to do like big circles, you got to do lots of straight lines in a circle to make.
Yeah, but there was like no end.
That's true. It's true. There is no win condition. It's just go. But some people made like some hella intricate.
Yeah.
Sledding courses. Drew, where do you have Line Rider?
Here's where I'm at with Line Rider. The simplicity of it is amazing. The ability for other people to create, and the videos that it's one of those where like I would watch videos for hours
of people's Line Rider courses
that other people had made in Line Rider that were phenomenal. Like creators, it was one of the first times where I was like, this isn't kind of an open sandbox.
Yep.
For people to actually create and do things that are super cool. Personally, I have no ability to do that. And so the game, like, I could do simple things, I could do little stuff, and like I dallied in it for a little bit, but I have no ultimate ability to make a course where like there's this whole story that's involved with it, or like they're doing the craziest flips and tricks and
they
not
put it
killing
to, they time it to music.
Put it to music and whatever. Holy shit.
So
like that is amazing to me, but I don't have the ability or the time or drive.
What do you mean you don't? You got all the time in the world
to do that myself. So I don't count that against the game, just because it wasn't for me. So I would put it at a A.
Oh, I'm gonna go real bold here, and for a lot of the reasons that you brought up, I don't count it against the design or the idea. I do count it against the game, and my reasoning for that is, to me, we are no longer playing a game with everything that you just described. Like, yes, like a lot of intricate designs, a lot of hard work. And that, I'm not saying it's not hard or impressive, but to me, you're no longer playing a game. You're doing something else. You're kind of creating, as you said, a story, setting it to music, a show kind of thing. And so to me, as a Flash game, I'm going F. Because it's not really a game. Like, to me, you might as well have pulled up the Paint app.
It's a creator sandbox.
And started painting. And that's,
so now we're splitting hairs on what the definition of a game is.
Kind of, and I'm not trying to.
I'm not saying your opinion's invalid.
No, I wasn't trying to necessarily take it down that road, but I get that is kind of what I'm doing, because And I guess it is, and you can call me out because also to Drew's point, I too was not blessed in the Lion Rider vein. So like I did it for a little bit. I was like, okay, I could see how someone would enjoy this, but this is not how I'm spending my 30 minutes in math class to
it was, to me, it was the kind of the precursor to Minecraft, if that makes sense. Like it was an open sandbox.
I can see that.
You can do whatever you want within the limitations of the game, but there's no actual
no win condition.
There's no win condition. There's no actual objective besides
creating
some sort of the objective of the game is to create something pretty and watchable by other people.
Right.
Like you're not doing it to replay anything. So yeah, I'm not afraid to put it at F as a Flash game.
Hold on.
Even though I said A before, I think you've swayed me, Rick.
I wasn't ready for that, but I'm not mad.
That's
you're right. It's go ahead.
I was just saying that is a valid argument. But I think one of the things, and I did ask ChatGPT of does a game have to have a win condition? And one of the things it brought up was,
and I don't think it does.
I don't necessarily think it does either, but there need to be objectives.
Yeah, because Tetris doesn't have a win condition.
But you have
but it's more of a game to me. Like I'm not creating
because you're getting a high score. There's not a win condition in the sense you can beat
but
it.
There is a goal.
Yes.
Maybe if that, yeah.
But I think that the
goal of like something like Tetris is a high score,
right?
Or like those old school arcade games, their high score was kind of the
Pac-Man, Galaga,
the thing for those.
Sure.
Or getting to the next screen or getting to the next level. Whereas this, I hate to keep going back to it, but like this was sandbox. It was you can do whatever you want within the limitations of the physics that we've given you, but there's no like collect the coins, there's no upgrades, there's no objectives, there's no quests, there's literally nothing except when you start the game, blank screen, you are the line rider and you have to create the entire thing for yourself.
But is that not, to your point about like the precursor to Minecraft kind of thing, is this maybe just a new genre of game?
I'm willing to be told of that. That is not how I view it.
Right.
But I don't hate the argument. And again, like,
but
even with
early Minecraft, there may not have been clear objectives, but there were things that you could do to advance the game and like go deeper, go further, make things easier for yourself. Like there were objectives and there were milestones, whereas in this it's a blank canvas and there's nothing you can really make better outside of the tools that you're given when you log on to the game.
To me, this is very similar to I brought it up earlier and I didn't put it on here for this reason because I was like, I just don't think it's that much of a game. But it was those similar to Sugar, where it was like there's like this sand pouring and you can change what kind of sand. It could be concrete, it could be acid, it could be a bunch of different materials, and eventually it kind of like fills up or takes away whatever is inside of your container. And ultimately you're not doing anything, you're just wasting time. And you could kind of like if you put grass and dirt down and then you added water, flowers would grow and like something would happen depending on what you kind of did. And so to me, that's kind of like one of those, it's just a form of self-expression of what you kind of want to do in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that is it is a game. Like it's a you're not doing it necessarily to like better yourself. You're not getting better at like it's not art. I wouldn't call it art in the sense of, I mean, some people made maybe some art, but like it's
No, I
not
get what you're saying.
the normal use of Line Rider is not art in the sense of like this is going to be sold at auction kind of art, but it is a form of self-expression. It's a form of wasting time. It's it's a it's a way to make you happy and get that dopamine, and that's a game.
I would legitimately say that some of the things that I had seen in Line Rider, because it's one that I really considered putting on the list, was like some of the things that I've seen people do in Line Rider
is insane.
Holy actual shit! Like you see like you see the whole thing, and then they zoom out at the end and show you the whole picture of what it took to
it's
make
like the
that.
Mona Lisa,
and people's spatial awareness of what was happening, and then having the actual character go through the whole thing. It's on a level that I personally cannot conceive doing myself. And I'm not knocking it.
No one's here saying that Line Rider's a bad
thing. I think we're trying real hard to not give it a bad grade because we think it's hard, but I think it's
I was good at Line Rider. I played that shit all the time.
Well, difficult
I just don't think it doesn't fit the list that we're in right now. If we were on a different tier list of like art or expression or games where like you have the ability to do whatever you want and like make something beautiful out of it, would be an S tier.
Here's a thought.
But just playing the actual game, it's not a game. They just give you this guy on a sled and are like, draw some fucking lines.
In a similar vein, is the original Sims a game?
The original Sims?
Yeah, because I think like Sims 3,
as opposed to
Sims 3, 4, 5, whatever they're on now, they actually have like achievements and things you can do. But like from the original Sims, I don't remember. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was build house, get job, save up money for bigger house, and put furniture in, and that was it. There's no like,
no, because there were clear objectives.
I mean, you didn't have to follow those though. Like you could just,
no, you didn't have to. It was very much sandbox.
Yeah.
But in the same way as like, put it in the same category as like Roller Coaster Tycoon, or
no, Roller Coaster Tycoon had individual levels that you could unlock, and like there was an actual progress.
But you could go sandbox mode as well.
Sure.
And I think in the original Sims there were objective ones too.
I don't remember that, but I'm
pretty sure in the originals there was like a story mode, if you will.
I don't remember that, but I haven't.
And I think
in
those are
20 years,
and I think those are above the Flash game.
Yeah. I'm defining the game. I'm willing to put this just because I can't in good conscience put this at F. I'm going to put it at C so we can kind of move on.
I would put it at C just because I've watched hours of people doing incredible things with that, but I don't find it engaging as somebody who's not that creative.
Yep.
Hey, real quick. You listening? Cool. Do me a favor. On your app, wherever you're listening to this podcast, there's a button to follow or subscribe or some sort of a notification type bell. Whatever you do, don't click them. Don't click those buttons. Don't do it. Or click it. Whatever it doesn't matter. Just fine. It's fine. Just click it. It's cool. Just do whatever you want. Preach.
Our next Flash game. This is Sunset Bike Racing, but this is all the motocross games. Ooh. You push the right
up, down, tilts.
Yeah,
and you have to get the things and the whatever. I would put I almost want to put this at an S.
Ooh.
But I would put it at an A solidly. Because there were so many. I feel like that was maybe one of my first introductions to Flash games, was like the ones where you had to like get creative of how to like balance the bike and get it up weird obstacles and whatever.
I think to me this is a B, because while it fits that kind of intro to Flash game, but also like some of the physics on a lot of them are just not good. And like obviously I know it's not going to be perfect, and I'm not going to be perfect even if the physics were perfect. But like there would be times I'd be like, why am I
slipping
I
over
hit that one rock? Why like I went over the last one, why can I not get over this one? It's the same obstacle. And so for that, it's like a B. And I feel like a lot, I wouldn't say that if it was just one instance. I feel like a lot of them were like that. And so I'm a B there. I could be swayed into an A. It's definitely not lower than a B, but I'm B, could be swayed to an A, is basically where I'm at.
I feel like that was one of the first games where you had to really harness the power of angles and like where you were at in power you had to put behind certain actions. And I don't think I'd really seen that before. Obviously
good
in like console games and whatever, but if we're talking about Flash games, it was one of the first ones where I was like, oh, I have to push this exactly at this right time to get my back tire while I'm doing a wheelie onto this rock, and then it like push down to get some more momentum. And yeah, there was a lot of intricate like finger motions to press the keys and get it to do the right thing, even if it didn't seem like the physics were absolutely correct. There was a learning curve.
Usually the physics were learnable, except in like weird one-off scenarios. It would be like, no, I have a basic understanding of this game. I know what I'm supposed to do. And then it would be like, why is this one rock acting different from all of the other rocks? So I'm a B, you're an A leaning S, I think is what you said. Rick, where you at?
I can go A or B because I think it's a good time wasting one. I think it's very general, it has its own flair. It's one of the ones that like, because some of the ones we've thrown out like have levels, and then like once you kind of beat the game, it kind of loses interest for me. So then that's where like the replay comes in. But there are the physics stuff does kind of, it will cause me to stop playing. Not necessarily like all time, but like in that moment, I'll get annoyed enough for like, all right, I'm tired of this.
And there's like the time trials and the ghosts.
Yeah. So
bikes where like you have to compete against yourself, but that's not necessarily fun.
Because of that, I'm gonna go B.
Okay.
With if something causes me to stop playing, I think I can't go A or S, other than obviously like time or my own decision. But
honestly, I'm okay with the B on it.
Our next Flash game, Dino Jump.
I don't know this one either.
It's like a Flappy Bird kind of thing.
No, well, yes, but if it was the hidden game on your Google browser, if you ever couldn't connect to the internet.
Oh.
And it would just come up and be like, oh no, I can't connect and be a dinosaur. And if you actually click spacebar, it would start a game.
Got it.
And it was a side scroller. You'd have to jump over cactus and duck under pterodactyls.
Yep.
I actually did really well at one point. I was very into this game for a while, and then obviously it's very basic.
Oh, I'm jumping.
Yeah. I haven't seen any pterodactyls yet, but I do got some hops for some tiny arms.
You can jump. Yeah, pterodactyls don't come in until like you're 100 points in or whatever it is.
Well, I'm at 300 and
maybe I'm I don't remember what.
It's all right. We'll get there. I'm sure I'll see him. I can duck. I do have that function. So at
Yes.
some point, I feel like I will
I'm
have
at 200 right now.
It is speeding up a little bit. It is very basic.
It does get faster.
Oh, there's a pterodactyl I had to jump over.
300.
Up there it is. Yep. All right.
And then if you get far enough, it goes dark mode.
Ooh.
And then goes back to light mode.
Oh, it's getting faster.
I didn't.
Oh God, I got killed by pterodactyl. 471. 471.
Bush League.
Toppers this week. Anonymous. 44,659.
Someone wrote a Python script to
yeah, exactly.
Run it.
I think. What'd you say, Travis?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, you haven't said yet.
Do you want to go first, Rick?
I could go. I think that's a B. Maybe even C.
I think it harkens back to
good use of harkens.
The side scrollers, the time waster side scrollers that have no name, which I think Google has had a lot of, and there are so many that I probably just cannot remember right now. I think I'd put it at a C myself, just because it's there to do, but would I choose to do it if it wasn't there? That's kind of where I'm at.
So I was B, and I think the only reason why I'm B is because it was like that welcome surprise of like, my internet's down. Wait, I can play this game while my internet connects.
That's fair.
I think it was back in the day where like Google had fun things.
When Google was cool.
When Google was actually kind of cool, and now it's
so we're gonna put it at B. I think is a decent place to settle. Our next Flash game, and everyone say it together with me. 3, 2, 1.
S tier.
Yes.
S.
I
fucking
love
tier.
Is an S.
Good old Fishy.
And I will say, and it's 100% an S tier. I'm not the only thing that is slightly wrong with it. Is that one of the frames that we've kind of put around this ranking is, can you play it in your giant lecture hall class? And you can play Fishy in that class until you get to a point and it becomes it becomes real stressful. And like my heart rate starts going up, and I'm like, I might make a scene. Like I might throw my laptop if I die at this one moment. I might just flip a table. And
I've
so
done that before.
For that reason, I'm like, it's not the best game to play in that one specific setting. It's still an S tier game, but that's the one scenario I could think of.
I've done that. I've audio reacted to a Fishy moment in a class before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally owned it too. I was like, I almost beat Fishy, but this
I was bigger than this fish. I don't care what the game says. I was bigger than it. Our next Flash game. It's
just to give like a little bit of
a great soundtrack
credence to why this is amazing. I think there are so many other games nowadays that have taken from Fishy, like any of the EO games, the .io games, which I honestly still to this day have a really good time with, and especially the ones that are like versus other people. But this was the first iteration of like so simple mechanics. Swallow something that's smaller than you, avoid the things that are bigger than you, get points. At a certain point, it becomes ridiculous because you're larger than the screen.
That was best moment of my life when I was like, yes, I am the screen.
I am the fish at this point. I have
become death, destroyer.
I have become exactly right. It really is like there are so many other games where I play this and like this is basically Fishy.
Yep. Next Flash game is going to be the idiot test, or this is also the what's the other quiz game that's
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
I
it's
don't know what
that
it's called.
genre of Flash game.
Well, the or the impossible,
possible
Yes,
quiz,
impossible
yes.
quiz,
Idiot
impossible
test,
quiz.
impossible quiz. That's this genre.
I
Go Drew.
I like them. They had a place in time where it was like somebody has one-upped me.
Yep.
In like not being able to think outside the box, which I kind of like. And so I'm gonna put it at an A for me.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Replayability
Pretty low.
could put me on like a almost a B. But if I went back to do it now, like it's been 10, 15 years
Yeah,
since
but there's a pretty sizable gap between replayability. Like,
yeah. But if I had to do it again right now, I would probably spend the same amount of time on it now that I did when I first played it, or even the second time I played it. So yeah, it's probably an A tier for me, just for the sheer genius of it.
yeah, I think I'm probably more like at a B because to your point, there are definitely times where I'm like, oh, you actually outsmarted me. Like kudos. I tend to think of myself as relatively clever and like can solve some of the stuff. And then there are some times where I'm like, that's not a thing, right? You came up with some weird answer of like some weird condition, and there's nothing where I can get this right unless I already have played it and gotten the question.
Yeah,
And for that
or
reason,
I'm thinking very laterally.
well, just like there, I forgot which question it was. I think it's on the impossible quiz. It's like none of the answers actually line up with the question. So it's actually like literally a guess and check. So if you know it, if you get it right, you can move on. But if you don't know it, you could spend 3 lives bomb on all of them and be like, what did I miss? And then you spend 20 minutes like clicking around the page only for it to be the fourth answer, which doesn't have anything to do with the question, and that's what moved you on. It's like, there was nothing clever about that. That was just you're in question 52 and you ran out of clever things. You should have ended it 2 questions ago. So for that reason, I'm at a B, not mad at an A. Rick, where you at?
I could go with B as well.
I don't know. I'm sure I wasn't the one who thought of this one, but I remember when I texted you this one today, I was like, this is when you think Flash games, this is one of the ones that comes up.
Correct.
But the more I think about it, like this is one of those like you get more joy in learning your friend hasn't experienced it and you show it to them than playing the game. Like you get fair. like you get that like when it's showed to you, you enjoy like the first couple of questions, and then like you kind of get adapted to like the thinking style of what they're asking. And yeah, as y'all said, there every now and then there's a couple questions that are either just stupid where it's a guess and check, or they did in fact think of something you did, and you're like, okay, touche. But then after that, it kind of loses its luster. And like, so to me, it's like a shock and awe kind of thing. And so I would even argue for potentially a C.
I'm okay with C.
But
for replayability reasons alone, I could go for C.
Yeah, because like even now of like I went and I mean obviously I know of this game before, but every one of these I pulled up, except for Plague because I played it at work earlier, to give it a little quick run through. And even now, like, I don't even want to do the idiot test. Like, I get it. It's like,
Yeah. It's lost its luster.
It's like click on the green
trying
button
to make you feel stupid for reasons that shouldn't make you feel stupid.
Right. And there's even a game show now and I don't know if how relevant it is. I saw it on the game show channel, but essentially it's like the idiot test, but a game show. And it's like,
welcome to Game Changer.
Yeah, and it's basically like our literal
the whole time
logic kind of thing, where it's like you just have to think about the question literally and you get it right. It's like click on something outside the box, and like there's a box, and you have to click on the word something
right
from the sentence. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like
we got it.
Once you establish that, like I know what you're asking me. Anyways, I'm ranting.
Our last Flash game before we move stuff around. Age of War.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first, and I'm okay with this ending up anywhere on this, but I have spent so much time playing this game and this one, and there's War of like 1917. It's a World War I kind of game. They're the same game essentially. I love just like sending soldiers and like waves at the other player, and like
it's so loud,
and you get upgrades. I personally would say this is an S game, but this also just kind of weighs. I like history as well, so taking my vote out of it, I'm okay where this ends up. But I have wasted so much time on these games.
This is an S tier for me.
Wow, the soundtrack slaps.
Yes, it does.
I wasn't ready for Travis to be up there.
It's an S tier. The only thing that would make me make it an A tier is like I think at the end, it's so hard to like get the actual win.
Yeah,
because you save up for whatever like futuristic mech suit that you send out, and you get like you save up for 3 and you've almost got it beat, and then it kills the last one. You have no more money. You don't lose. It's almost really difficult to lose, but it's really hard to win. Like it takes
really hard.
Like and it's not hard to get to that last part either. Usually when I've played, I'm like, okay, I can get to the space age one. I can get all my cannon defenses upgraded, but then like actually getting the final win, I have to get like a stray cannon to basically shoot the other base during something else in order for it to win. And I'm like, okay, it's an S for me. I'm just like,
yeah, no, that's true. And there's like you could build turrets and
the
stuff.
Turrets,
like,
that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
For me, it's a hard middle ground between like a tower defense.
Yeah, it's definitely a blend.
/ tanks.
I'm not mad at that at all.
And it was this just me personally, not my favorite. I don't like that like back and forth. I want a little bit more context strategy to it. So for me, I'd put it at a mid B to a C.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not mad at A. Our traditional, everyone gets to move one. I'd like to go ahead and move Line Rider up to B. Is going to be my vote.
Okay with that.
I'm not mad at that. I would like to move Kitten Cannon up to A. Because there's several other iterations of that I truly loved.
I don't love that, but I'm not mad about it.
Something about that genre of like shoot, go as far as you can, upgrade, go farther, upgrade, go farther, upgrade, go farther, hit like a dopamine button for me.
Yeah.
I think I want to move Escape down to C.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I just don't think it fits with everything else that's on the B line after we're finished. It just, if there was a B minus C plus in the middle, I would put it there. I just looking at what else is there. I don't know. To me,
what I want to do is like a DOS old school game tier list of like DOS or like Apple games, like Dino Park Tycoon or similar, because I feel like a lot of these games have their roots in that, even though they're much more simplified.
That would be a very difficult for at least me to do. I definitely played DOS games, just not. I think I've played every game on this list. Whereas DOS games, I'm like maybe 3 or 4.
You came up with ones that I have not played before.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I came up with
6.
Okay, yeah. Out of 20, I don't think I've played more than like 4 or 5 DOS games total. We can think about it. I can do some research, see if I have played. Anyway, that's our tier list. We've got Bloons Tower Defense, Treasure of Cutlass Reef, and Fishy in S tier. We've got Monster Evolution, Learn to Fly, Raft Wars, Fancy Pants, Bowman, Plague Inc., Age of War, and King Cannon in A. We've got Cat Trap, Electric Man, 2, Line Rider, Bubble Spinner, Sunset Bike Racing, and the Dinosaur Game in B. Sugar Sugar Idiot Test, and Daily Escape Room at C. Some of those are individual games. Some of those kind of represent the genre, but we have no Fs. I think that makes a lot of sense because I don't know if there were any popular Flash games that were Fs, because usually it was kind of like, no, these are pretty good. So if they were bad, no one played them. So we don't know any. I'm sure there's a couple that have played with Fs, but like you'd be like, yeah, I've never played that one. Yeah, I've never, because there's millions of Flash games. Anyway, no last call. This has been another episode. Follow us on the socials at @the_bar banter. New episodes every Wednesday. Like and subscribe. The link in the description. Click it. Give us some money so we can play Flash games. And just remember that this is our podcast and you're just along for the ride.